covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. Washington County is opening up bids for construction to reduce illnesses, they say, like COVID spreading through the jail. The jail deals with overcrowding often, making it harder to keep sick inmates separated from healthy ones. County Attorney Brian Lester says companies had a month to submit project bids for anything from the roof to the floors. They'll look at the prices, insurance, and similar projects each company has done.
The process is to go through, review each one of these bids, make sure they meet all the qualifications, and then we'll go through the process of the lowest bidder at that point.
Now, some against these changes, though, to the jail, they're questioning why this bidding meeting was held without a public notice. And the director of services at Seven Hills Homeless Center in Fayetteville says he's seeing a positive impact with the overnight shelter, all thanks to money from the American Rescue Plan Act. He also tells us the shelter has received additional money from that will actually go towards continuing the organization's mission of finding permanent housing solutions.
We've had 112 unique guests since March. Out of those 112, 20%, one out of every 5 has actually gone on to be housed or diverted other places, and 30% of those have found employment.
The deadline for organizations like Seven Hills to use these funds is the end of 2026. All right, and it is starting to get cold out there. It certainly feels like fall. Let's check in with Bella for a look at your weather.
Well, we are definitely feeling that chill in the air for our Friday. We watched this morning very chilly, frosty weather. That's rolling into a cool afternoon, pretty comfortable for us. This is right around our average for this time of the year, about 56 as our high in Fayetteville. Even a little bit warmer than that in the River Valley. We're seeing close to 60 degrees. A few of us slightly below that at about 59 for our highs. We're seeing that in spots like Fort Smith and Van Buren, but 60s are out there in Poto, Sallisaw. We're going to see that in Clarksville as well. A little bit warmer as we go into the weekend. We're going to get that warm front to come through. That's going to heat temperatures up. We'll see those rise as we look closer to Saturday and Sunday. 60s tomorrow. A few clouds building in, most of those coming in overnight tonight and settling around the area for our Saturday. That's going to help to heat up our mornings as well. You can see the start of the day on Sunday. We'll be dealing with a few warm 40s, even some 50s, likely in some spots, but a majority of us going to sit in those mid to upper 40s. And then the afternoon on Sunday, though, we're going to be a little bit more cloudy. Our warmest day yet. We're seeing those 70s work back in well above average, about 15 degrees higher than what we're seeing today. So it's going to be a pretty big shift over the next couple of days with that warm up, but a cold front is going to sweep through directly after Monday morning. We're watching that come down. So you can see that warm front that we're waiting on later on tonight, sweeping through overnight into Saturday morning. Low pressure off to our north. We're not going to see too much in the way of cloud cover. We're pulling in a little bit of moisture, and we'll see that build up the later we go into Sunday. But Monday comes around with that cold front that's headed behind our low pressure system moving off to our north. We have the chance to see a spotty shower or two Monday afternoon, but a majority of us going to stay dry as that cold front sweeps through. It's not until the later portion of the week that we see low pressure set up and bring some shower chances into our area Wednesday evening into Thursday. If you've got travel plans for this Thanksgiving week, just know it's going to be pretty rainy as we get into the middle of the week, closer to that Thanksgiving day. Could see some of those scattered showers, especially off to our north and west, or on east. Temperature wise, right here at home, we're going to be dropping back into our normal 50s for next week, even some 60s sticking around in the River Valley. Not too bad for us at all.
All right, thanks for that, Bella. Well, 4 nations will land in the River Valley in just a few short weeks. And ahead of their arrival, the 188th National Guard hosted a town hall Thursday morning in efforts to keep community informed about plans for the F-35 fighter jet mission. 5 News reporter Kayla Davis has more.
I went to high school here. This is home. Went to junior high. We moved to Fort Smith because I was in the 8th grade. So this is home.
The sound of fighter jets in Fort Smith is familiar to H.C. Varnador for a special reason.
Well, I flew it. I made the noise. I was flying F-4s in the community here. My dad was one of the first pilots in this unit. So we go all the way back to the formation of the 188th. It was 184th back in those days.
The retired lieutenant colonel served 28 years in the Air Force. Now, he's invested in how the F-35 program will impact his home and community.
It's going to become a reality when your windows shake and when that, and you're out in the backyard and you can't hardly talk to your neighbor because of the jets flying over. And that's just a reality. And that's a sacrifice that we'll make for the mission, for what we're doing.
That's why he showed up Thursday for the first town hall to hear what leaders of 188th had to share.
For us, it's important to get out here, and I wanted to pull some of my brightest and best leaders out here today so that they could talk and engage with the community, because it is extremely important. They've been so supportive, and we need to take that time to get back out in front of them and answer their questions.
Among those questions, clear concerns about airspace and the growing guard base.
There is a concern, obviously, when you see new things show up. It's always an unknown, and the whole point of this was to get the information out there and answer those questions. I hope that people walked away feeling informed, but also that they didn't leave any questions.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Kayla Davis, 5 News.
The next town hall meeting is on April 17th at the Peak Innovation Center in Fort Smith. Well, some of the biggest lighting celebrations of the holiday season are this weekend, and this year Fayetteville is extending the celebration to 2 days. We'll have the lighting actually is tonight on Friday, plus a musical stage with a variety of performances, and then the lights of the Ozarks Christmas Parade will take place on December 5th. The big countdown and flip of the switch will be at 6 o'clock tonight on Friday, and it's all free if you're looking for something to do. All right, well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather. Have a great weekend.